Lots of obviously other work going on around the stadium. We're starting to see real progress with that now, aren't we?
Oh, it's exciting. We've been seeing it on videos as everybody else has. I mean, we're on the calls and we know what's going on, but we've only been able to see it on the videos. And so to come over here in person, and really yesterday was the first day that we did a thorough walk through the entire facility and saw all the changes that are going on, and they are just phenomenal. I will say exceeded our Patty's and my expectation. The changing room is just it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful, but not just the functionality of it too, and the functionality for our club, but even the away team, their change room is going to be okay. It's going to be a standard above what they're probably accustomed to. But that was just wonderful to see. And then you just kind of keep moving through the park, and you get over to the east stand, and that is just it's difficult to really understand how big of a project that is. Fred Story and his team are doing a phenomenal job in a very, very tight window to get this done. The work they're doing is just fantastic. To get up to on the top floor and see those sky boxes and how they've done them, and just now you see it on paper, but now you see it with your eyes. And even seeing it on the videos is not the same. To see the space in person is just it's different. And so we kind of hit the top there and worked our way down, and each floor we went down, it was just more and more impressive, because each floor there's a little bit more to do. On the hospitality floor, where we've got the Cumbria Lounge, the United Lounge, the new lounges going in, and the boardroom, I mean, that space just looks fantastic, and there's still quite a bit of work to be done. Everybody's pushing hard, but it's the right thing to do, and it's just when it's completed, I think the supporters are going to see it and say, wow, this is amazing. And to that point, when it is completed, I've had questions about, are we going to get a walkthrough and everything? And yes, we're going to make that available. I mean, we want people to see everything that's gone into the facilities, so that will be coming. But to continue, then go down one more, which was this was actually shocking to us, is the administrative floor. The amount of space going in there in the construction, and the fact that you and your team and everybody else basically has to work through that as holes are going through windows are going through the drywall where our existing offices are. That's amazing to be able to work through that, but then you stick your head through that window and you see all the new space that's coming online, the new classrooms, the new offices, things that we really need as a club. That is just, it's going to give us what we need to operate and continue to grow. Take it back one notch, because as I was walking around, I skipped the Neal Center. I'm floored at the Neal Center. I am so pleased with what we've done there as a club. It's just the upstairs offices, the ability to bring the academy together and have everybody in one space. It's just going to help from the culture. It's going to help from the learning, from the communication exchange. It's we've had our academy staff. They're everywhere, throughout the club, because we didn't have the space, and now they have that together, and that entire office area up there is beautiful. The remodeling of the actual Neal Center is it just looks like a brand new facility. We're not completely done yet. I think we've probably took 4 or 5 of the skylights out that let the sun in. We still have about 7 or 8 to do, which will bring that freshness back into it. But we were there yesterday and saw some folks playing some football there, and just to see the smiles on their faces and the thumbs up that they were giving us, and we're just looking at it and saying, you deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve something of this quality and everything. And we're not done yet, but we're getting close. But it just looked fantastic. Keep going around. We hit the Warwick End, and that's been a little bit of a struggle for us, because visually through the videos, it's very difficult to kind of understand exactly what's going on there. We know it on the plans. We see it on the plans, so we know what the eventual outcome is going to be. But then to see that in person is tremendous. The pylon coming down and the disability space right there, going to be first class, and I'm so proud that we're able to offer that to the folks that need that. Then the fan zones, the new turnstiles, the concessions, and as everybody knows, the bathrooms. I mean, there are actually going to be bathrooms there that deserve to be there, and that I would use, I guess you'd say. But that's truly, that's been changing. And then that fan zone and the concession space behind is just going to be, I think when people see it, it's going to look like an entire new area for everybody there. So just tremendous projects that are going on. We have the residences that we're in the process of acquiring. I think we've now acquired 5 of them, and are doing the remodel. I talked to a couple of the new signees, and they're in the residences, and they said, they were hearing what it was like before and what it's like now, and they're like, these are first class, and we're like, you deserve that. You deserve that. When you come to Carlisle, you're going to play hard for us, you're going to be out there working, and you need a good place to be able to go. Everybody does, and so we're proud to be able to do that. We still have 2 more residences that we're working on right now on the remodel, but players are going into. And it's just going to be a special place. Patty says, she wants those residences to be where, if their parents come up, they say, wow, I'm glad my son is living with this kind of quality. And so that's our goal. We're going to make that happen. And we're excited to see that happen, because to see the responses from them, that gives us all the reward we need. I mean, that gives us all the satisfaction that we know we're doing the right thing. And that word of mouth will spread. It'll spread through the EFL. It'll spread throughout, where people say, what's going on Carlisle? Let's find out what's going on up there. Players are going to start asking that, and that's just going to help the whole process, keep us moving in the right direction.
Are we still on track for all of the stadium work to be complete before the start of the season?
I'm optimistic. It's a struggle. It is, like I said, we've got McKnight and Sons doing the changing room areas and the Warwick End. We've got Fred Story and Story Contracting doing the East Stand. It is a tremendous amount of work, and that's one thing I want everybody to understand, is how much work is getting done during this short off season, and it is a short off season. So we're optimistic, we're pushing hard, but I also know, there's unknowns that can surface. We've certainly had a couple pop up that as you start dismantling and taking things down, there's things that you weren't expecting that suddenly, you have to fix that and add on to it. So I'm optimistic. If not, we're going to be very close, but we'll be ready for opening day to bring folks in here, and hopefully, I'm hoping everything will be ready.
And the boxes are already sold out, and I know the new lounges that aren't even a thing yet are nearly sold out. It's great backing from businesses and fans. That's
tremendous. When we put the boxes for sale, it was okay. What is the demand? And we're a little, we try to be optimistic and say, let's build it. We see the fan base here and the supporters, and that's one of the main reasons we chose Carlisle. But to see the boxes sell out in 2 days, I'll say that actually amazed me a little bit. I was thinking it was going to be 3 days, but 2 days was phenomenal, and there's still demand. Folks are asking, can we get them, which is tremendous. But the Cumbria Lounge, the United Lounge, the boardroom area, that's all going to be available, and we see the demand coming in for that. We see the trying to get reservations already. So we're excited about that. The new areas are going to be fantastic. They're going to be the standard that we want, that Carlisle deserves. And we've also, done small things on the West Stand too. Foxy's, you're going to see some changes. As soon as we get done with those changing rooms, we're going to be addressing the toilets in Foxy's. So for all those that have reached out to me and others and said, can we do something about them? Yes, that's on the list, and that's the next thing that we're going to try to tackle. So we're trying to do everything in step. We know there's a lot more to be done. People have asked, what are you going to do with the waterworks? What are you going to do with the West Stand? All I'd say is we have a vision. Be patient. We're trying to work on this, as best we can. But when this is all said and done, at the end of the day, 5 years down the road, whatever that might be, it's going to be a state-of-the-art facility, training facility, everything that Carlisle is going to be very proud of.
We've also got the new humongous screen outside that's gone down really well for the Euros. It's been great to see people down here for watching them.
That amazed me. We spent a lot of time in the fan zone last year during the matches, and I think that's important because I like to interact with fans, because that's when you get the feedback. That's when you hear what's needed, what their thoughts are, and get some you get some positives and you get some negatives. But the negatives, you got things to work on. So The screen we had there last year, I was impressed with. We definitely said, let's go, let's make this final. Until I saw it when I came on property, I had no idea. We see it in the videos, we see it in the pictures, so we're watching the Euros too, we're watching England play. We have the cameras on so we can actually see this closed circuit camera so we can see the fan zone and see the TV. And it's exciting to watch. It's exciting to see all the fans come together and have one area where they can do it, and for that screen to be so clear, but you don't really appreciate the size of it until you're on property. And honestly, I mean, we were floored. We were absolutely floored looking at that and just saying, what a great addition. And there's so much more that we can do with that. The Euros were the first step, and we wanted to make sure it was in play for that. And then obviously all the home matches. But there's so much more that we have that's untapped that we haven't even thought about yet. But that is a tremendous asset for the club and something that we're proud of, and proud that we were able to get done for the Euros. And then to see that kind of support come out and watch the matches here, watch England. England needs to improve their performance a little bit, but at least they keep moving forward. Optimistic about the Saturday. But that is a great addition to the, I guess you would say, Brunton Park infrastructure.
Not that there isn't enough going on, but is there anything else you would like to update fans on?
No, I mean, we're excited about the future. We're very excited about the season. We're still working, as we said, on the recruiting, and I know that's first and foremost. I will say, I do get a lot of messages about, hey, love what you're doing with the infrastructure, but the football's important, and I do want everybody to understand. We know that, we understand that, and there's a tremendous focus on the football side of the operations. It's just that these things can operate in parallel, and in business, you got to look for those opportunities where things can work in parallel or can move forward in parallel and keep them all going. Just because the infrastructure is something you can physically see and everything, don't think there's not a lot of work going on the football side, getting the right players here, strengthening the staff, bringing in the additional folks that are needed to make sure the club's ready. So we're fully aware that and believe, football's first and foremost. If we're not winning, all the infrastructure doesn't really matter. We do get that. We are spending a lot of time on that. We still have a few more to do that hopefully we'll be hearing about shortly. Once this squad is together, we've got the additional signees on board. I think everybody's going to be very pleased with the squad that we put together, and then it's just for them to gel, come together as a unit, and if they do, there's nothing they can't achieve. Everybody knows the goal is promotion. I love to hear everybody, saying that they know that there's not, we want to do well. No, they know the goal is promotion, and that's what we're shooting for. That's what we're bringing the resources in for. I'm excited about that. I'm confident about that. I'm optimistic that we can get there. Looking forward to it, and can't wait until August. We're in right now. Patty and I are in through the 11th. And then we head back, and then all 6 of us will be back over here in August. I think August 8th, and we're going to be over here pretty much for the entire month of August. And then we have a schedule that it's a schedule where we're almost we need to stay in Florida for a little bit. We need to get this stuff done. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody's excited about it. So you're going to be seeing a lot of the Piataks here next season, and we're optimistic. We're ready for it. We're ready for our home to be completed. That's being built. So once we get that, we can stop living it. Halston's been great. Simon Harrison and team have been absolutely great. But it'd be great to have a home where we can leave our stuff and know that we can come in and just relax. And we're excited about that as well.
Have you ever been so excited about something?
No, it's a passion. I mean, we've said our family is very sports oriented. We love sports. We love competition. We love to win. And this has just been such a positive experience. So you come into something like this with an expectation, if you haven't done it before. And we hadn't done it before. We've owned other businesses, but we haven't owned a sports franchise. So you come in with a certain expectation. And this has exceeded our expectations, all of us. Significantly exceeded our expectation. In terms of, as I mentioned earlier, the amount of work, yes, there's a lot, and we do like to operate, and so being involved in that has been important, but it's been more than we thought, but we absolutely enjoy it. And then to see what this club can be, is just so, it's exciting. And so all of us are just, I will say, now, to answer your question, this is exceeding all of our expectations. We are 100% in, and I was asked a question. I was out with some customers yesterday, and I was asked a question about timing and things like that, and I was like, no, we're here for the long term. We are here for the long term. This is not a short term thing for us. This isn't 1 year. Oh, what a great experience. All of our businesses, when we invest in them, we hold them. We don't sell them. We maintain them. We invest in them, and I just want everybody to know we are vested in Carlisle. We consider Carlisle our community as well. The community's been so welcoming to us that we can't wait to get our firmly seated here with the residences and be able to be over here. It's like home to us, and this has been one heck of a journey so far, but it's just, we're chapter one. The book is still to be written, and I can guarantee you this book is going to be one that everybody's going to want to read because it's going to have a great ending.